What's going on, y'all? It's your boy AB, and welcome back to Game, Growth, and Guidance. Here, we talk real progress and real mindset. Now, today, I got 4 daily wins that you can stack on top of each other to start making progress on a daily basis. Now, these aren't huge, like, life transformational things that's going to happen in a day or two, but if you start doing these things on a daily basis, you will start to see a lot of progress in your life, and you will start to be a lot more well-rounded. Now, if you're looking for physical, spiritual, mental, and financial wins, this one for you. So, the first win is basically an educational win. It's basically to feed your mind. Every day you want to do something or find something that's helping you learn, or you want to learn something in general. You want to read a few pages of a book, or watch maybe an episode of some type of educational podcast. Just something that'll feed your mind and something that will just help progress you and make you better as a person. It's always good to learn. I'm gonna always put emphasis on it. It's always good to learn, no matter what. I don't care what it is, what the situation is, whether you're at a job, whether you're trying to be an entrepreneur, whatever your goals are in life, it's always good to learn. Learn as much as you can. Ask questions, figure stuff out. If you don't know something, look it up. It's too much technology and stuff like that out here today for people to kind of just be moving around blind and not knowing, certain information. If you just get up every day and just try to learn something, I promise you it'll take you a long way. Now, win number 2, move your body. Simple as that. Just get some type of physical win every day. You don't gotta go to the gym every day and kill yourself in the gym or be in the gym 3-4 hours a day or 7 days a week. You don't have to do that. Just find a way to move your body, and pay attention to what you eat too. If you can, instead of getting a soda from the store, get a water, do that. Instead of getting a bag of chips, get some peanut butter crackers or something like that. Just find a way to be active, but also be proactive in what you do as far as your health and your diet. Even if you just get up and go take a walk for like 15 minutes, or maybe just move a little bit faster while you at work so you can burn a little bit more calories, or whatever the case is. Just find a way to move your body and just be active. Don't just sit around all day and not do nothing. If you ain't got nothing to do, get up, go get a gym membership. It's gym memberships out there as low as like $15 a month. Go get you a gym membership. If you can't get you a gym membership, or you just don't want to go to the gym, do some push-ups. Every day do like 25 push-ups, or do a few minutes of jumping jacks, or just running in place, whatever. Just do something to get your body moving, get your heart rate up. And that's win number 2. Now, win number 3, this is going to be your financial win. Now, every day you want to try to have some type of financial win, whether that's putting up a few dollars, just going over your budget and making changes, or whatever the case is, or skipping coffee this morning. That $4-5 coffee that you get from Starbucks, or, that run you make to the gas station after work or right before work, or just going out to eat every day. Go to the grocery store, or instead of going, something that I actually started doing myself, if I felt myself not wanting to actually cook something, like go through the process of cooking something, instead of just going and getting fast food, I just go to like the grocery store or something, and I get like a healthy microwavable meal or something like that. Like, you should look it up, because a lot of them, they high in sodium and all that crap. But, even if you could just skip eating out and make something at the house, or instead of getting that $5 bottle of water, because I ain't gonna lie, I love Fiji water, but instead of getting that $5 bottle of Fiji water, get you that $1 bottle of Ozarka. Just little stuff like that. Just have you some type of financial win. And to tie it in with the win number 1, if you're going to watch a podcast or read a book, read something about financial literacy, or about budgeting, or watch a podcast that promotes financial literacy, or that teaches you how to invest, or about, retirement, or whatever the case it might be. Just have some type of financial win. Say you put something in your savings, you ain't got to throw half of what you got in there. If you just matter of fact, what I'm trying to think of, one thing I do, and I started doing this, when I have cash, all the change that I get from like the cash that I spend, I throw it in my car and I throw it in a jar when I get home, and I just let that money add up. I got that from my grandma, but if you do that for a while and you actually just stick with it and keep doing it, like purposely carry cash just so you have to use it, just so you have to get change, you really don't realize how much change you'll be saving up if you just do it like kind of like subconsciously. But basically, overall, man, just do something, that's going to help you handle your money with intention. Do something that's going to help you have a better financial future, even if that's just learning about money and learning financial literacy, because that is very, very, very important. Now, the fourth win that I got for y'all is a spiritual win. Now, even if you ain't spiritual, even if you not somebody who, go to church or whatever the case might be, that's cool. You still need some type of spiritual win. Spiritual is not always with, whatever your religion might be or whatever the case. Spiritual, I believe, is just plain being in tune with the universe, being in tune with life itself. Like, some people are actually out here living like NPCs, like they just here, they just exist. And that's not to say that they don't have a purpose in life, but a lot of people just move out here like that. So what I'm telling you is, don't move like that. Whether you're a spiritual person or not, if you are a spiritual person, you have a religion, you know what I'm saying? Read a scripture every day, or read a little bit of the Bible, or look up some scriptures and see the meaning behind them, or pray. As a matter of fact, that should be on the top of your list every day. In the middle of the day, every night, you pray, you thank God for what you do have, and you pray for the things that you want, just make sure you keep God first. That's always number one on my list. But, if you not necessarily a religious person, but you still kind of spiritual, just be in tune with the universe, meditate, do yoga, or just go outside and get some fresh air. Like, literally just take a walk and just enjoy nature. Go somewhere where it's like not maybe a lot of people, or not a very dense area with like people, like population. Like, go somewhere out. I ain't gonna say like in the country. I mean, you might stay out that way anyway, but just go somewhere and enjoy nature. You know what I'm saying? Just get a peace of mind. Take some time to breathe, relieve that stress. And something else to tie in with that, like journal. You know what I'm saying? Journal, write stuff down, write down your feelings, log your emotions and how you handled them and how you maybe could have handled them better. Stuff like that. Just, it helps you, and it can help you progress through life. It can help you figure things out, and it can help you actually be able to navigate life better. So I always try to get you a spiritual thing in. I mean, the world is always moving fast, and you gotta sometimes slow down and reconnect with yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like you gotta slow down and reconnect with yourself. You gotta really be in tune with yourself, and not just yourself, but the universe. You gotta be in tune with everything that's around you, because I do, believe in that type of stuff. I do believe in being in tune with the universe, and being in tune with yourself, and knowing who you are, knowing what you believe in, knowing what you want in life. All that requires you to have some type of spiritual understanding or some type of spiritual connection to what's around you. So that's win number 4. And honestly, if you stuck around this long, now that I think about it, it's kind of like a bonus one that I got, and a lot of people overlook it. And the reason they overlook it is because we so caught up in like social media and being online and stuff like that. But I guess I would say a 5th win, or like a bonus win, be social. Go out and talk to somebody, network, introduce yourself, compliment people, whatever. Just have social wins, interact with people. People were designed to interact with each other face to face. I do believe, honestly, like, the world, people weren't created to text all day long or, talk on the phone all day. Like, people were meant to like actually interact and be face to face. Like, that's something that a lot of guys actually struggle with today. Like, a lot of guys don't even know how to just walk up to a girl and say, hey, what's your name? My name is XYZ. You struck my interest, or you caught my eye. I'm really interested in getting to know your vibe a little bit more. I want to set something up with you. A lot of guys don't even know how to just do that because they don't know how to have that social connection, or they're not very sociable. But it's not just because they're not sociable, it's because they don't try to be sociable. They don't go out and try to conquer their life in a social way, or they don't go out and try to do things and explore life. And I did have this problem actually growing up, but as I got older, like, it became a lot easier for me to just talk to people and interact with people. And that's something that'll really help you depending on your goals in life, because being able to network with people and like getting to know people and talking and just exchanging information or whatever the case is, like, that's the best way to actually network, like, in person, standing in front of the person that you're trying to connect with. But we grow faster when we're connected, basically. We have a thing as humans to where when we have that personal one-on-one connection, like face to face, it builds a connection faster and it makes a connection stronger. It's just something about being, intentional in the way you show up for others, and being intentional in the way you behave as far as in social settings, or even when people aren't around, because that ties into it too. The type of person that you are when people aren't there in your face, that kind of plays along with it as well. But that's just a fifth little win for you on a daily basis. But overall, those are the 4 daily wins, and a bonus one for anybody trying to go daily. I appreciate y'all for watching. Once again, this is Game, Growth, and Guidance. And we're still growing, we're still leveling up, we're still elevating. I mean, just watch it all the way through. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know where you at in life, let me know what you got going on, and eventually I want y'all to start letting me know what y'all want me to talk about, or if y'all might have questions, I might be able to answer it. And if I can't answer it, I don't have a problem trying to reach out and find a resource that I can give y'all an answer from. So, just know that we're building together. Like I said, this is not from perfection, it's from passion. I truly feel like this is my purpose, and it took me a while to finally get started, but I said, you know what, why not take that leap? And however things turn out, I'm perfectly fine with it, because as long as I get my message out, and as long as I build a platform and build a connection with people, and as long as I can just change a few lives in a positive way, that'll mean a lot to me. So once again, I appreciate y'all for watching, and we got a long road ahead of us. So let's grow together. Peace out.